Imagine an animal so large that when it walks through the forest, the trees seem to part around it. At first, it almost feels familiar, perhaps a deer. But the longer you look, you realize it's one of a kind. This animal is one of the most uniquely built creatures on Earth, and almost everything about it is surprising. The antlers wider than a doorway, with legs taller than most people. There are some things you avoid when you're out in the North American wilderness. The moose is one of them. A giant of the northern wilderness. The largest member of the deer family on Earth. Moose live across the cold forests of North America, Europe, and Asia, from Alaska to Canada to the northern United States, and across Scandinavia and Russia. Deep snow, frozen lakes, endless forests, places where winter dominates much of the year, and in these wild northern landscapes, the moose is one of the most impressive animals you can encounter. A fully grown bull moose can stand over 7 feet tall at the shoulder. From nose to tail, some can stretch over 10 feet long. And the largest individuals can weigh more than 1,500 pounds. That is heavier than a small car. For something this massive, you don't expect speed. But a moose can reach nearly 35 miles an hour, and it closes distance faster than it should. The moose is not a predator, but they don't need to be. They navigate through deep snow and meander across rivers and frozen wetlands with ease. Their long legs are part of the reason. Moose evolved in environments where snow can pile several feet deep. Short-legged animals struggle in these conditions. But the moose can simply step over it. Those long legs also help them wade through lakes and wetlands. They can swim for miles without stopping and dive underwater searching for food. In fact, moose are one of the few large mammals that regularly feed beneath the surface of lakes. Aquatic plants are a major part of their diet. Plants like pondweed and water lilies. These plants are rich in nutrients, especially sodium, which moose need but often cannot find in large amounts on land. When a moose dives underwater, it can hold its breath for around 30 seconds. Long enough to reach the bottom of shallow lakes and pull plants up with its mouth. The antlers on a moose's head are one of its most iconic features. But only males grow them. A bull moose begins growing antlers every spring. At first, they are covered in a soft skin called velvet. This velvet supplies blood and nutrients to the growing bone, and the growth is incredibly fast. Moose antlers are some of the fastest growing bone structures in the entire animal kingdom. In just a few months, they can expand to more than 6 feet across and weigh up to 40 pounds. By late summer, the antlers have fully formed. This is when the moose enter one of the most intense seasons of their lives, the breeding season, also known as the rut. During this time, bull moose compete fiercely for females. They make deep, echoing calls that carry through the forest. They dig pits, and sometimes they fight. When two bulls clash, the sound of their antlers crashing together can echo through the trees. Each animal pushes forward, trying to overpower the other. These fights can be dangerous. antlers can lock together, and occasionally both animals can be injured. The strongest males earn the right to mate. After the breeding season ends, the bones weakens, and then they fall off. Within a few months, the entire cycle begins again. And new antlers start growing the following spring. Moose are herbivores. They feed on leaves, twigs, bark, and aquatic plants. In the summer, they browse on shrubs, willows, and young trees. In winter, their diet becomes tougher. They rely heavily on woody plants and tree bark. A single adult moose can eat more than 60 pounds of vegetation in a single day, which means they spend a large part of their lives feeding. Despite their peaceful diet, the moose is not an animal you would ever want to approach. They are powerful, unpredictable, and extremely protective of their young. The moose has injured more people than bears in some regions. Most conflicts happen when people get too close, or when a dog chases a moose and leads it back toward its owner. When threatened, the moose is known to charge and use those powerful long legs to deliver dangerous kicks. Even large predators are cautious. In North America, wolves are among the moose's most important natural predators, but they are not the only threat. Bears have been known to take calves, and in rare cases, cougars may bring down young, old, injured, or weakened moose. A pack of wolves can sometimes bring down a moose, especially a young calf or an older animal, but nothing is ever guaranteed. A healthy adult moose is a formidable opponent. Their size alone can intimidate most predators, and adult moose often stand their ground. The moose plays an important role in shaping the ecosystems that they live in, because by browsing heavily on trees and shrubs, they influence how forests grow. Their feeding habits create openings in vegetation. By feeding on young plants, they change which species dominate an area. But life for a moose is not always easy. Winter can be brutal. Deep snow makes travel difficult. Food becomes scarce, and parasites can take a serious toll. Despite these challenges, moose have survived in northern forests for thousands of years. But encountering one in the wild is still a moment people don't forget. Antlers wider than a doorway, legs taller than a human, a body that shouldn't move as easily as it does. You just see it, but you don't dare get closer. It's one of those rare moments where you just get lost staring, admiring nature for what it really is. Ancient, powerful, and incredibly resourceful. The moose, an iconic symbol of the wild north.